can you add on how this decision to make Jameis the starter was made?
I love that, guys. And look, in New Orleans, this was the direction that Sean Payton felt himself heading in the last few weeks. And he got the exact thing that every coach wants that's dealing with the quarterback competition. He got clarity in the form of an objective performance. When Jameis Winston had that first half in the second preseason game where he threw for 2 touchdowns over 40 yards of air distance, that was all Payton needed to know, needed to see, needed to feel to know that he was making the right decision to have Jameis Winston as his starting quarterback. That deep threat, that passing attack, that vertical attack of more than 40 yards, the Saints haven't had that in 3 seasons. So for Sean Payton, he got exactly what he was looking for in the perfect time to be able to name Winston his starter.
You know what? I'm going to clarify it a little bit more for Jeff. Jeff is an extremely nice human. I am not. Jeff is saying that Sean Payton got what he needed to see in a definitive performance. No, Sean Payton got what he needed, that it was Jameis Winston. And I know people think I come on here and I just want to kill Taysom Hill. But it's just the truth. Taysom Hill shouldn't be an NFL starting quarterback. And if he's the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints, they're going to waste this great defense once again. In 2 passes in a preseason game, Jameis Winston showed us something that we hadn't seen in New Orleans in 4 years, and that was with Taysom Hill, that was with Teddy Bridgewater, and it absolutely was with Drew Brees. This is what we have been saying for a year. If you can eliminate some of the interceptions, eliminate some of the mistakes, Jameis Winston can add an explosive element to this offense that we hadn't seen in forever. And that's what he got. He got exactly what he needed because it's Jameis Winston. Now, Taysom Hill can go do Taysom-y things that he does much better than he does quarterbacking. This is the best case scenario.
Yeah, you know, Jameis is going to throw interceptions. And everyone's going to freak out when he throws his first interception and say, this is the old Jameis. And I think it's worth addressing, Ryan, how your point about his explosive playmaking mitigates that to some degree because it comes with some risk. You know, the 30 for 30 season, I know we talk about it a lot. I do think it's worth pointing out in the 2 prior seasons, he had thrown only 14 and 11. So it's a little bit overblown. Something I've always thought, too, is his interceptions in Tampa often came out of desperation. And actually, that's borne out by the numbers. I saw a really interesting chart from Tej Seth at PFF this morning pointing out that more than just about every other quarterback over the last 3 years, Jameis's interceptions have come in situations with low expected points, like 3rd and longs, a.k.a. he was throwing them out of desperation. So hopefully that means he's not going to be as desperate this year. And again, even if he throws more picks than Drew Brees, which he will, you have to understand that some of that bad comes with the good in this case, and that is the upside that you clearly saw on display in the preseason last week.
You know, RC, everyone talks about Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, all these offensive minds around the league. People don't really talk about Sean Payton in that way as much. There could be, I think, a little bit of Payton that wants to prove, like, I can remake a quarterback. I've still got this about me that allows me to be in the elite minds of the offensive world in the NFL.
Well, one, he is in the elite mind. I mean, we absolutely know that. But I think when you have a guy like Drew Brees, people sometimes place everything on him, the accuracy, the intelligence, the work ethic, and they don't really point to Sean Payton and say, you know what, with Teddy Bridgewater, the New Orleans Saints were 5-0. With Taysom Hill, they were 3-1. And I believe that that ego you're talking about in Sean Payton was why he loved Taysom so much. Like, let me show the world I can make Taysom Hill a quarterback. Well, now he gets to show the world that he can bring Jameis Winston to heights that he never reached. And the reason I love doing the show with Mina is we often think the same things, right?
You do.
But Mina is much more intelligent than I am. So when she bears the number 14 interceptions, 11 interceptions, now people can get off of that 30 interception season. And remember, in 3 games last year, Tom Brady had 8 interceptions.
Good point.
Because it was risk it, no biscuit,
it happens.
and they changed things. And so I'm looking forward to seeing Jameis Winston.
That's right. And by the way, guys, Sean Payton, you talk about the validation that he can get through Jameis Winston. It's exactly what you just said about the Bucs last year. This is a quarterback who is primed for being remade. I think it was Brett Favre who once said that if you throw that many interceptions, it means you're really good because they left you in the game for that long. That's Jameis Winston. He has the upside. If you're going to throw 30 picks, they must have kept you in there for a reason. So, look, Sean Payton has a really good opportunity right now to remake this quarterback.
I just want to hit the Payton thing really quick, because Laura, you bring up a good point about his offensive mastery. There's a reason why Jeff and Ryan were saying, we haven't seen the ball aired out in 3 or 4 years. Drew Brees used to throw it downfield. Like, what we've seen so far just in the preseason, granted in a limited sample size, it reminds me of the Saints offense from like a decade ago.
Yeah.
So Sean Payton has coordinated just about every kind of offense under the sun, but I think we're going to see some of the concepts we used to see with Drew Brees, and I'm excited about it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.